Hey, what's happening? Before we jump into the show, I wanted to see if you had any music on a hard drive. You have a band, you have a project, and you want to self-release your own music. Well, there's an easy way to do it. You can go to distrokid.com/VIP/hyphenate and go get your music up on all the streamers. You keep 100% of your royalties, and you can get 30% off by using this code. It's a great, easy way to get your music up on the streamers and share it with your fans, your friends, your family, your mom, your dog, everybody. Everyone wants to hear it. But go to distrokid.com/VIP/hyphenate, HYPHENATE, and send me the link. I want to hear it too. Send your mom the link. Send your dog the link. They all want to hear it too. We'd like to thank our sponsor, Isotope, the absolute leaders in intuitively designed plugins for audio restoration, mixing, and mastering. At isotope.com, you'll find a plethora of tools and suites that will enhance your audio production, whether it's voice, video, podcast, or a full production recording session. Check out the industry-standard audio repair tool, RX11, or the multi-tool mixer plugin, Neutron 5, or the powerful Ozone 11 mastering suite, plus tons more. Go to isotope.com and use the code FRET10 at checkout for 10% off. That's FRET10 to get 10% off at checkout. And again, the website is isotope.com, izotope.com. Welcome to Hyphenate Halftime with me, your host, Randy Randall. This is our show for Monday, November 17th. With me, as always, is my never spilling soy sauce on the floor right before recording host, Mr. Aaron Farley. We were just talking right before the mics were on. How you doing, Aaron?
I'm good.
I was literally on my way to the studio. I'm like, okay, we're going to record. I'm heading out there right now. Let me just put this, but it was actually Bragg's amino acids. So it's a plastic bottle.
Okay.
But still,
yeah.
I was grabbing it off the counter real quick and put it away, just finished lunch, and then going to run out to the studio, record a podcast. And that thing slipped right out of my fingers. Made a big mess. And I said, I'm going to be late now. Now this is not happening on the timetable I wanted it to.
You made it here quick though for destroying a whole bottle of soy sauce or getting soy sauce all over the place.
It does come up pretty easy. It's not too viscous or sticky. With a wet napkin or wet rag, it'll wipe up pretty quick. But then there was some still left in the bottom. What do I do with that? I put that into another container. So I found a little one of those, what do you call
little
them?
Tupperware or something?
Yeah. But it was too big. I'm like, this is too big, but then the other one's too small. You can't find, so I went for the too big, obviously. And so just kind of, it's sitting there. And then we don't refrigerate the Bragg's liquid aminos. I don't know.
Okay.
It says you do not need to refrigerate. I don't know. What do you do with soy sauce? Do you refrigerate soy sauce?
I don't know much about amino acids. I don't know if they go bad. It seems like something that would just stay good forever. Like you just pull them out of the ground.
Yeah.
You pull them out of the ground and they're good forever. I was going to say, I feel like I mentally spilled a whole bottle of soy sauce for the last 15 minutes, 20 minutes before the show. I was just dealing with stupid camera. So Lila has this she got an old digital Leica from her grandfather,
like a point and shoot, which is kind of thing.
Great. Yeah, a little point and shoot, but it has a little flash. It's kind of like a little step up from a regular digital point and shoot, but it's old. It's
20 years old.
2010 maybe 2012.
15 years old.
But it's great. But for
those
a
are huge though,
camera
compared to what was available prior to that. Though I remember those being a huge step up. I don't know how many megapixels you get. What do you get? 4?
So it's basically
8, 10 megapixels.
Yeah, and this was and this one is 12.
Okay. So yeah, that was huge.
And it's but because it's old, it doesn't have any the connectors and all that stuff.
Updates. There's nothing. What do you connect it to a new computer? And the computer's like, what is this?
Yeah. And the trick about the old Leicas is that they basically are just Panasonics. So Panasonic bought the Leica, or Panasonic licensed the Leica brand, or
sold out.
It's basically they didn't want to create a whole digital thing, so they used Panasonic, and then they used Leica kind of glass or whatever.
Yeah.
But so it has all the stuff. It still works great. but then she's having this issue with like the way that the files go on the whatever. And I'm like, oh, it's fine.
You get a
can
chip
find
reader.
them.
Can you
Oh
get a
my
card
God.
reader? I mean, you just
Oh
go
yeah,
back
yeah.
that way?
No,
you've done that.
it's still just
It's
SD
beyond.
cards and it's still just SD cards and all that stuff. But it's basically like it builds folders inside the camera, and then when it puts them on, all of a sudden these photos are missing. But then you put it on the back on the camera, and they're on the camera, and then I download the whole camera onto my computer. I'm like, well, maybe I have to
It's like
take the whole thing off. Oh, maybe it put
forensic.
a wrong folder, and then
Ugh.
there's like hidden folders. It's like we already have a folder number 111. And I'm like, no, you don't. There's no folder 111. And we're listed. So basically, we came to LA. We came and visited Randy.
Yeah.
For
We
a
saw
minute.
you
I
in
dropped off
IRL. It was great to see you. My mom saw you, and I said, "Oh yeah, they live up in the mountains now." She's like, "That's like your friend from the podcast. He just did that too." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's the friend from the podcast. He's here in person." Guy. And he's here. He's like, "Oh, he's that Aaron." Okay, because I don't think she doesn't know what you look like, but she knows the story from the podcast. Okay.
Yeah. And we I was dropping off a wheel from an amp that I sold months ago that the wheel has been sitting in the garage.
You don't know how close I was to just to not even bothering you with it and just saying like, I'm just going to buy, I think Ernie Ball makes a set of casters that I could swap out. They're about $60.
Like, 60 bucks,
maybe
though.
80 bucks.
Come on.
Know. Yeah. But I was about to do that rather than bother you. But then I was like, when you said you were coming down,
I would have been like,
okay,
oh my God. Yeah. And then now I owe him $60.
Nah. That's so funny.
No, but so we came down, and Lila wanted to have do some LA stuff. And one of the things she wanted to do is she wanted to go to the Elliott Smith Wall.
Oh, Solutions. Right? Yeah.
Solutions.
Is it still there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, still there. And Solutions is actually still there too.
Oh Lord.
Like right in between like a bar on one side.
I remember there was a bar,
and
like a
restaurant
or something. Yeah.
And there's like a restaurant on the taco place is totally different now, but it is still there. And then there's a bar, and Solutions is still there. It's this little tiny, it just goes back.
You'll never know how tall Mariah Carey is unless you buy my Chinese Laundry CD.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so it was great. So we have these just photos of that. And then also,
did you call Autumn and ask what she was shooting on that day? Like, did you get
no
the setup? What her focal length was, or
that would have been it would have been some kind of 35.
Sure,
well, no, she probably was shooting with medium format.
Yeah,
I'm sure that was shot with a Hasselblad. I bet back in the day.
she could roll like that. I always wondered if he had like a wig on, or if they digitally did something to his hair. For some reason, I remember there being some talk behind the scenes about.
Oh, really?
They might have photoshopped out his hair or taken hair from one other photo to another photo or something.
Wow.
He has a very kind of, again, this is going down the Elliott Smith, sort of rabbit hole. But anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she wanted to do that, and it was cool. And then I had I had the what is called dad lore now of like, that our friend Devin used to have a studio in the back called Devin True Studios, and we used to play there every once in a while, and we actually practiced there once with John Theodore.
Sure.
Like all these things. And she's like,
Dad Lore sounds like a robot. Sounds like a sci-fi robot. I am Dad Lore.
Really? I am Dad Lore.
Is she good with it? She
calls it Dad Lore.
Will she play along and you realize like, oh, you're being sarcastic? Like, whoa, Dad, no way.
She likes it.
Oh, that's good.
Come on, we live up
really?
in the mountains.
Wow.
There's not that much stuff that goes on here.
You're so lucky. It sounds like she's the best.
Wait till they get older.
Okay. Yeah.
Wait till they get older. They start
stories
going like, wait, what was that thing that you told me that one time? Wait, that thing just happened? I was like, it's true.
I
had a life. I had a life at one point. This is true.
Yeah. I did take my son, my oldest, who's almost 12, to the Americana after an orthodontia appointment. His orthodontist is over near there. And I'm like, hey, why don't, let's go see. We went and saw the new Predator Badlands, the new Predator movie at the Americana. And he knew the Americana from The Simpsons. I guess The Simpsons have made fun of the Americana,
really?
or these like Rick Caruso open air malls. So he was like, oh yeah, I know. I mean, we took it when he was a baby, but it's probably been, a year or two.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not a place we go all the time as LA natives, I was checking into the Americana. But so he knew that. But then we were talking and I saw, we walked by the Nike store and I saw there's a big Jeff McFetridge mural out front. And I was like, oh, this is the guy who did the murals at the schools. And I've seen, you've seen him. And he's like, oh, that's cool. And then we walked by a Saint Laurent store and I was like, Uncle Dean and I did a thing with Eddie Slimane, who used to be the fashion guy. He's not there anymore, but we like went to a fashion show and saw this, and
got your photos taken.
Yeah. Like we kind of knew some stuff.
I went to a photo show of you guys.
Yeah. He had a big
Eddie Slimane's
thing.
show.
Yeah. We were close with Eddie for a number of years. I liked Eddie. But it was just, I just threw it out there, we're at the mall.
Yeah.
I, don't know how it's going to hit an 11-year-old's ears. But before we got back in the car, and it might have been the Cheesecake Factory leftovers that we had, or it might have been the giant bowl of popcorn or the large Sprite or all the candy we brought. But he said, Dad, this was kind of fun. This was fun. I like hanging out with you. And I was like, whoa,
that's fun.
Like I didn't get a full "you're cool," like you have cool stories, or you might have been somebody, person. He didn't acknowledge I actually had a life before he existed, but he was like, "This is kind of fun. I'm having fun."
It's fun.
I was like, to me that was a the very high watermark. I was like, yeah,
that's good.
I got
starting to get there. Starting to get there.
And, it's those little wins.
He has already played trombone at the Smell, so
sure, yeah. I don't know if he's done.
He might be cooler than you at this point.
That is true. Yeah, like hey,
that's how I feel about my kids.
Yeah, they're slumming it with you.
They're like,
okay,
oh, you're.
Dad.
Yeah, they're like, you're Lila's dad. I'm like,
that is true. I am.
That is true.
Definitely my kid. Yeah,
I am there.
I'm the dad. Oh, I was going to ask with her Leica though. Is she starting a Tumblr? Does she have a Tumblr?
A Tumblr account?
That was one of my notes from earlier where you said she has a 2010s Leica. Like, well, she definitely needs a Tumblr.
Yeah, big on Tumblr.
Tumblr.
Real big on Tumblr.
She can put on some.
That would be kind of amazing that if you had those cameras.
She's got to shoot. Yeah. She's got to go to the Grizzly Bear show and shoot them with her old Leica.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll look good.
This is true. Yes, that would be good that if you got to use all the same. So if you use old cameras, that you only get to use old technology.
Right. Well, legacy. This is the whole thing. You can brick your software device with your hardware setup, and then don't ever update anything. It's a little bit, knock on wood. Knock on all the wood. That's a little bit what I've done with my setup. When I bought this computer that I'm using, and I bought the Universal Audio Apollo at the time, I knew these things. Like this was not my first rodeo. I've been around the block a few times. I've gotten screwed on the perpetual updates.
Yeah, like updating, and then you can't update anymore, and so you can't use.
You have to just buy
stuff.
new things, or things update at different rates, or this software wants you to update this. Like I think it was like 2016. I kind of bought everything, and not that it was a particular time, but it was like, I'm going to invest in this product and in the software, the Pro Tools. It was like one of the last years they did a perpetual license for Pro Tools. Pro Tools has gone the way of, like the photo stuff, Adobe. And,
Photoshop.
Yeah. There was like where you have to then pay every month versus just paying once. So I bought a perpetual license. I got the hardware device, the Apollo 8P, interface. The digital, the analog to digital converter with the cards, and everything, and the desktop. I'm like, okay, now nothing changes. This works.
Never update.
It's never update anything. Never change anything. Don't use any technology. And even to the point where where like Chrome or some of the other things, like I still use it for emails.
Yeah.
I can't add any new email addresses. I can't add anything. Like it's really like. I can't.
So then, do you have a second computer for other stuff?
So I have a laptop, that can be for other things. But
so this is a desktop.
Yeah. But if I found,
I think that's smart.
I just don't touch anything. Like, okay, it all worked. The perpetual license works. As long as I don't do anything, then again, but it's all like by the grace of God, knock on wood, that everything's aged, is locked in together. So I'm gonna try to ride that train for as long as I can.
Until they start sending snipers into studios that they're like, this person has a perpetual license, break in and smash his hard drive.
Yeah, we can't have this anymore. It was the same with like our cell phones. For years I had this thing, Verizon offered it. It was $100 plus $20 for a line. So for just me, it was $120 for one cell phone. Okay. That's fine. It was kind of the going rate at the time, maybe a little pricey, but it had all the whatevers. And then we got married. I'm like, oh, we'll just leave leave your phone company and come over on mine. I'll just add you for another. So now we got two for $140. Now we're, now it's okay. There's significant. And then my mom's having a problem with hers. Like, we'll put you on here. Now we got you on this one too. So we got 3 lines for $160. So I don't know what that comes out to. It's not that much money. And then we had And then we updated our phones once. We needed new phones. I'm like, okay, no, I want to keep the same plan. Still like, oh, they don't even offer this plan anymore. Wow. Okay. That's a good deal. And then someone's phone broke and I had to get new phones or both. Oh no. Yeah. My phone broke and Shan's phone was broken. So we all went in there and then he got me, the guy, the young kid at the cell phone.
It's like, don't worry. It's going to be like $3 more a month. Don't worry.
Yeah, you'll save so much more money with it this way, and you get new phones and a thing. We're just going to go ahead and get rid of your old plan, and here, put you on this plan. And I don't feel it every month, but I do note it. But when I think about it, I look at it, I'm like, somehow $240 is more than $160. And I know there was new phones, and I know there was something, but now we're paying $250, and it just doesn't. I don't know. But do you remember those two free phones worth it? Somehow, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Is a phone worth it at all?
No.
Should we just pager it?
Not. That is absolutely true. Yes.
Have you heard of kosher cell phones?
No. They don't work on Fridays.
So this is a thing.
Sundown?
Well, kind of. They are only phones and they don't have they can't go to the internet. They can't go any of those things. And so you can actually buy a kosher cell phone, but it's still like an iPhone or a Galaxy or whatever.
It's not a flip phone.
But it says kosher on the back, so it still works on all of the stuff.
And this is you can
still text.
iPhone with just
I don't know if it's iPhone. Okay. I just saw a thing about it.
Wow.
But and then it's what do they call them? The Jewish people in New York that are the very Hasidic.
Yeah.
So the Hasidic community can use phones because I guess it's okay to talk on the phone, but it's not okay to use the internet
on
when you're not
days
on
Shabbat.
Yeah, maybe it's just on certain days. I don't know.
Okay, interesting.
That was pretty interesting. I could use a phone that just is text and call and doesn't pop up like, guess what the president did today? And I'm like, oh no, I'm going to be in a rabbit hole forever.
Yeah, we've been slowly sort of untangling ourselves from streamers whenever possible, when given the option, or when faced with it. So our Spotify is the reduced free version of Spotify now.
Okay, and you get the ads.
We get the ads, but it's fine. I just mute the thing, till the ads are over, and then put it back on. But they do limit how many songs you can pick. Like by the end of the day, if I'm bringing the kids back from soccer practice, they'll want to pick a song, but they've whatever allocation of how many you can pick 20 songs a day on the free thing, and then you can still listen to it, but it just goes algorithmically.
Just radio.
It won't let you. Yeah. Which for me, again, I don't give a shit about any of this stuff. It's like I've heard the cat meow cover versions of the Huntrix K-pop Demon Hunter songs.
Yeah.
4 times today. That's 4 times too many.
Yeah.
Meow, 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 meow.
Sorry, the internet says even you have picked the wrong songs. It has nothing
too many times. You've lost the internet. But I was trying to tell the writer, I was just like, I think, I'd be down to just buy music. If you like a band, let's just go buy
some CDs.
But then I realized that the new car, there's no CD player. So then I'm like, do we buy it on the phone and just play it on the phone? I'm like, is it an iPad? Can I find, or an iPod? Can I find an iPod? They still sell those.
You probably can.
Just do they sell singular?
Can you get the
vintage iPods? You can just load songs on there.
I guess. Can you get the software for them? I don't know. Again, I think you can still. Questions. You can still put things on your iTunes. Like you can buy things through Apple and it'll just go onto your music library on your phone.
Okay. I should know this stuff.
You shouldn't. You don't need to. There's no reason. It's just like me. I
have records. Even this, and I don't even get to listen to those anymore at home. Like I don't get to listen to music. I've been locked out of music in my house.
So one of the other places we went yesterday was Amoeba. She wanted to go to amazing. Amoeba. Lila wanted to drive. She needs to drive in the city more.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, well, have fun because we're going
to Hollywood.
We're going from the Elliott Smith Wall to Amoeba on Saturday at 5:00 in Los Angeles while it's raining.
Perfect.
Have fun. Let's go. And so we did it. We made it there. There was almost hit one person, but it was fine. It wasn't even really close.
They were a robot.
And then,
didn't count.
Yeah, they were fine.
It was a Waymo car.
Yeah. It's probably someone bringing someone lunch. I don't know. And then, and so we went to Amoeba and it was packed.
Oh,
like
thank God.
1,000 people there. And supposedly it was because my buddy Chris, shout out to Chris, is the one of the managers there, and he is again he's like, yeah, so it's like our official 35th birthday as a company today.
Oh,
So there was some like some promotions and stuff, but also that Odd Future Festival, the Camp Flognaw,
oh yeah, that
was
got
supposed to be
canceled.
in the Dodger Stadium yesterday, and it got canceled. So he's like, yeah, I think these are all the like the Odd Future kids that were supposed to go, and they're like, well, I guess we're in Los Angeles, so we should probably go to Amoeba.
That's
He's
incredible.
like, yeah, our hip hop, like their whole hip hop section just got like ravaged yesterday. But there were like,
That's great.
I don't know, 60 kids in line probably. Like the line went almost all the way to the back.
And I'm
And
sure
this was like
I'm sure for that store,
5:30 or
for that
6.
store in the 2020s, that's huge. I mean, they seem to always be bustling.
Totally.
But the old
Yeah.
store, the old one on Sunset before we moved to Hollywood,
Mhm.
60 people in line was just a normal day. That was
Yeah.
just so busy all the time. I mean, this
Yeah. I mean, when you worked
In
there too,
2004.
because it was
Yeah.
like pre-streaming, like you still buy stuff.
yeah,
There's a lot of people buying a lot of stuff.
that's
so,
great. Oh, good for them.
Yeah, it's good.
That's amazing. Yeah. Well,
Fun times.
Yeah. Remember, there was at least like 100 people there when Franz Ferdinand played it in store at Amoeba. And
Oh yeah.
people were shooting it on their digital cameras, on their Fuji Flicks.
Yes.
the
Oh yeah.
color
What are those
cameras.
little things?
Yeah.
Those little things.
Oh yeah. I forget.
Yeah. When you
camera
had nowhere to
sticks,
put it,
Video sticks.
you're like, well, I guess I'll videotape this in. I don't know.
But
I'll
you-
put it on my
You
blog.
put it
I
on the
guess.
Tumblr,
Put it on your-
absolutely.
You put it on your blog. Put it on Tumblr.
Yeah.
Yeah. I shot a couple shows at Amoeba. Did you guys played there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We played there.
Yeah, those are fun.
I played
I like
solo
those
there.
Amoeba
Oh, it
shows.
was fun. It was great.
It's like super uncomfortable to try to see the band because you're
Mhm.
like,
They're just all lined
there's
up
definitely-
in the aisles.
yeah, and they don't really move. They don't move can't move the records. So you're just like behind three sets of records and then 3 sets of people, but everybody's like 10 feet away from each other. And you're like, I guess I can see this.
This is cool.
Yeah, this is
It's
fun.
free. It's a free
great.
concert, It's always fun to
Yeah.
see. Yeah. Saw Smog play there. Saw
Oh, that's good.
I saw a bunch of people too as a employee that
Yeah.
I couldn't not go see it.
Just watching down from the video section.
Mezzanine talking shit with everybody else. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Those
Yeah.
were good
It's
days.
fun times. I love LA.
I
So
love
this is-
LA.
Yeah. So this is the other thing. So the other reason why we came to LA is that Lila follows this musician who plays the saxophone. It's just like a saxophone guy.
Mhm.
And he does these live shows, but just in public. So he'll like do a show underneath a bridge somewhere and he'll just like put it out to his Instagram and go, hey, I'm going to be playing under this bridge in Central Park at noon. Come see me play or whatever. So he does a lot of those. And he was supposed to, he put the word out that he was going to play in a parking garage in Pasadena. And so she's like, Dad, we got to go to this thing. Can you go? She was supposed to meet some friends there, but then they flaked. Or, flaked. I don't know.
Sure.
It was more of like, it was fine for Pasadena. And so everything was going to go good. But then the cops found out that he had put this up and they're like, you can't have a show in our parking
Sax
garage.
man.
This is like you're going to have like all these people show up to a parking garage where there's cars and you're going to be up on the 4th floor. No, you can't do this. So that got shut down and it was a big bummer. She was bummed. And then he said, hey, I'm playing in a church that is behind this restaurant. Here's the address, from 8:30 to 9:30
at night.
So at night.
Okay.
So he had put that out the Friday night. And so she was like, oh, it's at this church. We got to go. And I'm like, yeah, I'm totally down. Of course. So, and she's like, yeah, there's probably going to be like 30 or 40 people there. It's going to be really fun. And we get downtown and it's right on 2nd Street. So it's right around the corner from this, around the corner from the Smell.
It's across the street from the Smell.
Well,
It's-
kind of, yeah, that big, huge church
Yeah,
right there.
uh-huh.
And it's It's so you go in through what's the
Maine.
bird, Little Bird? No,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
a
There's a restaurant right
there's
behind it.
a restaurant.
Yeah, we ate there. It's fancy.
Red Bird,
Yeah,
Red
that sounds
Bird or
right.
something like that. And you go through, and instead of going to the restaurant, you go into the interior, and there were 1,000 people there.
Whoa.
It was packed. Everyone sitting on the floor, all the way to the back, all the way up on the top of the second level, and standing room all the way around.
Wow.
There's probably 800 or 1,000 people.
And it's just
easy.
him by himself with the saxophone?
Yep.
How was
and
it?
him with and it's kind of like jazz, kind of like
No combo? He doesn't have a bass player or drummer? Nobody?
No,
It's just him.
Just
Wow.
him. And so he played like the alto sax and then the baritone, and he did two different. He played for an hour. He played like
And it was
4
free?
songs, and it was silent. Yeah,
Wow.
and it was silent. Like everybody was just silent, and it was everybody. There were like kids there and like hipster kids, and then there were like adults all dressed up. Like maybe they were going out, or maybe they were just like, well, this is this jazz guy. We should probably dress up. And then there's like a guy in there with like a dog, and there was like it was just like everybody. It was like everybody just walked in and was like, hey, what's going on in here? But yeah, it was awesome.
That's
So we
great.
went-
What's this guy's
so we
name?
went and
Let's
saw-
give him a shout out.
Nathaniel Young. But then even when we were sitting there, I was like, what's his name, Lila? And she's like, I don't know. His TikTok is just like a bunch of symbols. I don't know. And so then we looked him up, Nathaniel Young. And then because she listens to him. So he has albums like on Spotify and stuff, but he's kind of like a younger guy. And
Oh, I see his
even the people
Instagram.
that were,
I see. Okay.
yeah. And the people that were sitting behind us were even, they're like, what's his name again? And I'm like, I don't know. I just know him as like the sax guy. Like, I think he comes up and I'm like, oh, that's the guy that plays saxophone in open places, open spaces.
Whoa.
But then she's like, yeah, he doesn't even have that many followers. I don't know how many people. She was just blown away. And then I looked, I'm like, shit, he has 370,000 followers. I think, yeah, this makes sense. But it is LA. And that was one of the things that I was going to say, kind of like what you were saying before. It was like, you can have these weird things, and there's enough people that know enough things that like you can do these things and more than 10 people show up.
It's incredible.
You know, you can do, and even that was someone, he was like, yeah, someone from a restaurant told me that I can play in this church in the back.
So smart.
And so,
smart of
but
it.
if someone just hit him up from
Redbird
on
probably got,
Instagram or whatever.
whatever their bar was going, or at least something.
Totally.
Yeah, I see his post here. It says, it was an honor to play free live music for Los Angeles last night. I think it is important to remember that we don't have to engage with corporate entities at all for music to look like this. And he's got a video of him playing. It's this like point of view. It's like he has a camera on his head. He's like wearing those meta glasses or something.
Yeah. I guess he
GoPro
filmed some of it, or he put it on at the end, he put on those meta glasses.
But then he says, value is cultivated in the organic growth of a sound and a community coming together to provide a venue to receive music as a healing force. This is something that Live Nation can never have a monopoly on. Hell yeah.
Yep.
That's great.
Yeah. So it was very cool.
Yeah. It looks beautiful. That's so fun. You guys were there. Yeah. 377,000 followers.
Yeah. Have you ever been to that place?
Been to
you know
Redbirds, and I know that it's, I want to say it's like
That
St.
venue?
Vibiana's or something. What's the name of the church? Yeah, the church has gone through all kinds of different revitalizations and things, just knowing it from being across the street from the smell. I think it was kind of not happening for a while, and then they sunk a bunch of money into it, and then I think they used part of that back part as now that's part of, I think that was all the church, and then the restaurant came in, they sold it, or they're releasing it to that part of it too. And I think it was, but they would, it's been good. Seems like a good thing.
What an amazing place for shows, because even with him, like there was no PA, it was nothing. He was just playing.
Looks like a big,
up front.
like granite kind of hall. Like I'm sure it sounded great bouncing around all in there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Probably like 30-foot domed ceilings and stuff. Yeah.
Did you tell Lila you played
awesome.
across the street? You're like, see that parking lot over there? Behind that, there's a bar.
So cool.
And then behind the bar, there's the smell.
That's the smell. Yeah. Yeah. Just like, the smell. What do you mean? Like that venue. Just like, oh, right. Okay, cool. That little building, the blue one? I'm like, yeah.
Yep. next to the
That's
movie
fun. Next-
theater. I don't know what's
Yeah.
going on with that movie theater.
There was some band I was looking before she knew that thing got rebooked. Was that I was like, oh, let's see what's at the Smell. Maybe we can go there. But it was like backyard wrestling and something else. And I'm like, I don't know if this is a band or not, but
Too many questions to just jump in.
I'm like, we could have gone there.
Funny. Yeah,
Either way,
could have seen it.
And then Towns,
that's stuff to do.
we went and picked Towns up at his buddy's house, and we brought him along too. It was fun.
Nice. Does he go with it? He dug the music?
Yeah.
Great.
He was into it.
Oh,
I
fun.
mean, I think it was weird enough to where he was like, what is this? This is crazy. How did this happen?
Yeah. Well, me and Ryder, we cruised around and I found, that's why Jim from The Smell sent me a note. There's a vegan bakery over in Toluca Lake called Toluca Bakery. And so even though there was like a break in the rain yesterday, I'm like, let's go get some vegan baked things. And it's great. It's all like kind of like Mexican, like panaderia, like, pan dulce kind of things, but they're all vegan.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And so that was really
awesome.
So that was fun. But then we found a new Dungeons and Dragons place. It's called like Spellbound over in North Hollywood. We just like drove by it, and he's really into Dungeons and Dragons. And this was like a Dungeons and D&D LARPing kind of store where you could like play games and you could buy robes and swords and dice.
Oh, wow.
And bags for your dice and little leather booklets.
Satchels.
Yeah. It was very fun. So it was cool. Yeah. And we met the woman who owned it and just kind of, looked around and stuff. And so it was cool. It's good to know. But it's that funny thing. You're just like, I don't know, just driving around, see what we find.
Yeah.
That whole area.
Love it.
Is that like North Hollywood, like Magnolia and Vineland and that run, Lancashire through Magnolia. I was like, well, there's a whole thing going here. I did not hang out there in my 20s. I didn't know all about that spot.
No, you didn't go to the Guitar Center out there?
The North Hollywood one? No, there was the Simi Valley one,
there,
right? Or what is that? The Sherman Oaks one? There is the Guitar Center up there in the valley.
Sherman Oaks.
Yeah. No, but yeah, it's that funny moment of like, okay, as he gets older, I'm like, okay, see, we could figure out how to do this. Or he's not, then our younger one just yells at me the whole time we're in the car. Like, this is not enjoyable.
Yeah.
It's not fun to do, buddy. What if you didn't yell at me?
He's like, nope,
not possible.
Sorry, Dad.
This
is my job.
Putting on more cat cover versions of random songs, meme songs. There's these things that are just like compilations of meme songs, and it's like 10 minutes long, and like it's a different song every 30 seconds. It really does feel like a CIA like interrogation torture device or something.
Ugh,
like not even 30 seconds even generative. It's like every 10 seconds it changes to a different song. It just keeps going and going. I'm like, buddy, I really can't hear this. Is like, I'm gonna crash the car. I can't.
The wonderful sounds of doom scrolling.
Like,
2025. April 2025.
I like a lot of noisy music, or I like a lot of discordant music, but there's something else psychologically happening with this type of sound.
I was going to say those sounds are made to sell you something. Like they're made to keep you there and to keep you like, what? Wait, I heard this sound on the last one too.
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah. It's like 10 seconds.
It's be the same vibe.
Then yeah.
Do you know anything about memes? I say that in general because
maybe. I mean, as much as a 44-year-old man, father of two, can know about memes.
Do you know anyone who has attempted who makes memes, like just dumb memes? Like who makes
they're
memes?
Successful at it? You mean, or like what do you like?
Yeah, like I mean, I get it that there's probably people like, I'm going to make a meme.
There was like the Insane Johnny, with like John Olson from Wolf Eyes. He had I think still maybe a successful meme following on Instagram.
Okay.
And then
but like those memes, like when the memes get really big.
Oh.
I don't think it's so many memes out there, and I don't know anybody who's from? Like, man, you know what?
This guy. That's my buddy.
Like when
friend of a friend.
Music was a big thing, we all knew musicians.
Mm-hmm.
When photography was a big thing, we all knew photographers. Even like like video games, like when video games, even online games, like, oh yeah, my buddy's trying to make online games.
Sure.
I don't know anybody who's making memes. I mean, I know like say Buddy Head, like Travis makes his like memes,
Sure.
like with the fire in the back or whatever. So maybe I do know someone who makes memes, but all of the like the video ones, the ones that take so much, like the cats driving and like dog, like all of those memes, like who's making all that stuff? It's got to be coming from like meme farm somewhere, right?
Perhaps. I don't know how to chase it down even. I imagine there's, there is tag.
We could probably look it
there
up.
are tags on these things to one way or another as an attribute. But then I think if it really is successful, those attributions sort of disappear or get pushed to the wayside. So
I feel like it's like political ads. Like they just get made. There's secret
sure.
people in that don't want to say who they are, and they're in a bunker somewhere with a really fast internet connection, and they're just making internet slop constantly. Or it's probably a lot of it's just made by AI now. Well, I bet a lot of those memes you can just type in like, do the cats driving meme, mix it with the some guy falling off a bridge getting hit by a car, and have the cats driving meme drive off into the sunset or whatever.
I think that would be
the pops it up.
Yeah, that seems to be the ultimate manifestation of the singularity, where where it is just all computers directing everybody's attention across the globe. Of just we're all watching computer generated programmed things, which is like, oh, the computers.
And really, the computers are just watching the computers more than we are.
And they've figured out how to get every single an algorithm for each person that just does not allow them to ever move their eyes off of the screen, where they're habitually right. And disabled, incapable, where they're just their bodies shut down and they just have to stare at the screen for 24 hours. I think that would be the some kind of dystopian end game to all of this stuff.
Yeah.
So who the people are, I have no idea. I follow some good meme accounts though. There's like 30.
Yeah, there's good ones. They're funny.
As fuck is great. That's a good one. I like that. That's all things about getting old. There's some good dad ones. There's some good.
I know the brand, the brand Glendale at Brand. What's that one?
Yeah, the Americana at Brand memes.
Americana at Brand memes. Yeah, those are
great.
Good. Those are all.
Those
real,
feel like by people.
Those like hit
LA specific.
Right straight to the heart. Mm-hmm. Like they're right there.
I follow some good sober memes pages. Really fun. There's some good ones.
There are a lot of people out there.
Let me ask you
to make memes.
Let me ask you about this though. Coming back around in a graceful transition. What about financial planning? How are you with financial planning? How did you like last week's episode with Tim Iseler?
I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
It made me feel really bad about myself.
Oh
but
my
I think
God,
it was,
right?
I feel it. He's like, I was just thinking I should save money. I'm like, yeah, everybody thinks that, but then nobody actually does it.
Yeah.
Like, how did you actually do it? What you need to do is start a safe that nobody can get their money out of. And then that would actually trust me, we're doing it for your own good.
Don't touch this.
You'll be happy with me in 10 years.
Oh my God.
I took the codes.
It's insane. Yeah, no, there's really no good way to do it. But he seemed like a particular kind of person that was very thoughtful and had that kind of engineer brain and kind of understood there's the mechanics to things. And if you apply those, you could, but it wasn't like he was a get rich quick kind of guy or a gambling guy or a Bitcoin guy. It seemed very, very level headed and reasonable.
Yeah. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. I think it definitely made me
going exercising and eating less makes sense, but it doesn't mean anybody's going to do it. I'm a personal trainer.
The same thing.
Yeah, exactly. just move your body a little bit more and eat a little less food.
I've been thinking of sit-ups as much as I've been thinking of saving my money.
Yeah.
And guess what? I'm a little overweight.
There's a meme out there for that. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I should. I've also been thinking about making a bunch of memes.
Yeah.
These
are the things you think.
No, it was awesome. I think I definitely it made me I'm going to send the link to a couple parents of some kids who are starting in the music and art thing as young people are starting to get a little bit of success and thinking like, hey, probably people told me when I was 17 or 18 that I actually do have one. I can tell you exactly what one of my math teachers in high school said, that every single paycheck you make, you should put 10% of it in the bank and never touch it until you retire.
Mm.
And that was when I was a junior, and I never did it. Not even once. I put money away in the bank, but then I was like, wow, look, I have like $600.
I should go use
I need
this
a new
now.
whatever. I need to go out to eat more.
Yeah.
This is crazy. What's all this money just burning a hole in my bank account for?
Ugh.
No, but he brought up, and he did the math on the board. He was like, say if you make this much, because the thing is, the first 30 years you'll just have normal money, but then with compound interest, after you hit the bell curve and you hit this one moment, then all of a sudden that money is getting bigger and bigger, and by the time you get to be 65, even if you make normal teacher money or whatever, you have $1 million in the bank. And I was like, man, I wish I would listen to that guy.
And you could buy a car for $1 million. And now that's the price.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah.
About
how to keep up with inflation past that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I remember hearing all those kinds of things growing up, and I remember it was like, well, you should buy stocks, like buy one like Apple computer stock, and that'll just do good for you. Like buy one McDonald's stock, because McDonald's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds good. But like everything else, it's so much more complicated than that. One way or another, you know what I mean? But still put money into a 401k, or a lot of jobs do this for you. I guess there is that kind of sense of like, we know you're not going to go to the gym, so we're just going to go ahead and put some money away for you.
Give you the option.
Yeah. It's going to go there, and then you do with it what you want. We can't legally hold it indefinitely from you until you're old enough, but we are going to design something. You just put your money there, so don't touch it.
Yeah. I mean, I remember almost buying a Bitcoin when it was $10.
Sure.
And I looked at it and went, I should buy one of those.
You would have
things.
sold it when it was 20. You're like, fuck, I just doubled my money.
Like,
that's
you guys, I made so much money in like 4 years. This thing is worth $300.
Yeah. There's the anomalies of those kinds of things.
I just made a car payment. Yeah. I have a friend that bought a pizza with 3 Bitcoin back when he was like a digital guy.
He was that guy? There was the Bitcoin pizza guy. You knew the Bitcoin pizza guy?
No, but this was like, I don't know. He had a bunch of them back. He was like one of the early, he was adopters. Getting his computers and he was like mining them or whatever, doing that. Mm-hmm. And he had a bunch, I don't know how many, but then he was like, yeah, one day I was like, oh, this is cool. Look, I can buy a pizza with like a Bitcoin. Now that Bitcoin would be $40,000. Although Bitcoin it was up to 120,000 for one.
Okay.
And then now but then it just went down to like 90, like it lost like 40% of its value or something in a week. I'm like, yeah, these are all scams. They're not scams, whatever. All money is a scam. Let's go that way. Let's start there. It's all a scam, right? It's all like we all believe
capitalism is a front. Can we all just start
believe
there.
We all have to believe that these things have value, and we have to collectively believe that they have value for them to have value. And so we do that because that's how things work. Mm-hmm. We believe things, and then as long as enough people believe them, that's how stuff works. Like we believe that a band is cool. Everyone believes that a band is cool, and they believe that they will see all the people that they want to see there, and that it's going to make them dance and all of these things. And you go like, you know what? All these people believe that this is great and cool at this point, and for whatever reason that brings 40,000 people together to watch this thing, and then in 3 years, same song, same everything, you go and it's like playing like to 1,000 people. The music didn't change. It's just like the belief of the cloud of the idea of what is surrounding that thing, and art goes through it. Everything goes through it.
Yeah.
It's all totally mass hypnosis, and money is the same thing.
Well, I like the thing you sent. Did you send this one about the Bank of England?
Oh, probably.
Was that you? That was you. So we said so many conspiracy memes.
Which one was it?
It was the idea of like money lending. And again, not in any anti-Semitic fashion here. I always feel like whenever there comes things,
right.
It's kind of conspiracy. I was like,
wait, Randy, be careful what you say.
Here?
Yeah.
As best as I could tell, the idea was that the government of England, that they established a bank, and there was something to do with like, the government wanted people's gold, and then they would issue these IOUs, and so but they would pay interest on it, and so it basically just kept this like the government debt is never going to get paid back. The whole government debt idea is that it's just the only way the economy. That's how it works. I guess I'm saying
the only way it runs. Yeah, and it was showing the debt of every single country, and there's no country in the world that doesn't have debt, because you have to run off of debt because that keeps the payments constantly flowing
Right.
through, and then everything is just middlemen taking the money from the debts. And it really is. I think I have the most, and this is horrible to say on an investing show.
Well, we are not investors. Let's start there first. We have no.
I would never tell you what to do and what not to do. But
we are not tax professionals. Do not listen to anything we say. This is not meant for advice purposes.
And the bummer about, and I think that we're kind of getting to this point. We'll see, but that the good thing about 401ks is that if you get in early enough, like, which was like years ago, I think, when the thing was kind of new, that it's building and building all of this. Like it's this way of, you put your money into this investment account, and then you can just do that, and then also a lot of businesses will match your money, right? Like that's an incentive to work there. Like, well,
Sure.
We'll double your whatever you put in, or we'll do, 0.5% or 0.5 or 50% value or whatever. They'll match it, and then that way you're making a little bit of extra money. And then as long as the stock market goes up, you're making money, right? But then, obviously some of the crashes like 2008 or whatever, and like people would lose like 40% of their 401k, which you have no control of, right? And you have no control where that money is put, what companies that money goes into, all of those things. It's just going into a fund. And I think the problem is that is good when it's good. That's a great way to go when it's good. The problem with it, for me, theoretically, is that will always keep anyone that has a 401k from voting against anybody who says that the stock market is trash.
Because
right?
That's their whole
because that's where your whole retirement is stuck in this kind of like this stock market where you can't pull it out. I mean, you could pull it out, but not till a certain age, and then if not, you get all these fees and all this other stuff. And it's not money. Like, it's not real money. It's like it's in someone else's company, and then you have to sell that stuff to get your money back. Whatever, you get your money back, someone has to sell the stuff that where your money's at. So it creates this thing that even if you're like, this stock market thing is not looking good right now, it's like, it's definitely for the top 2% of people that are like, whatever, all the stocks right now, it's like the AI and NVIDIA chips and all that stuff is so propped up so high.
Sure.
And the real business is like getting trashed. But it keeps everyone's like, so if we're going to vote for this, like Bernie Sanders guy, and then the stock market goes down a little bit because we have to like reevaluate some things, but I'm getting ready to retire in 5 years. And I only have I've worked my whole life to get $1 million in my retirement account for 20, 30 years. And then you go, but I'm getting ready to retire. And then what if this guy that wants to kind of redo the stock market, I can't even retire. So I'm going to go with these guys that keep talking good about the stock market or whatever. And I feel like it keeps people from when you're only holding in those things, it's a tough one
to vote against yourself. Right.
Because you're kind of voting against you're voting against the idea of your money. I don't know what to say. Like, it's because I don't think it's a bad thing. Because Michelle has a 401k, and it's, hopefully that's what we're gonna retire on. Hopefully,
she's gonna retire on.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully that's what she's gonna retire on.
Yeah.
And then I'll have my $600 a month that I get from my teacher. It's whatever. It's a very weird thing because it used to be kind of savings accounts, right? Like savings accounts would have 10% or whatever. They would have these really high kind of yields. So you could just save your money, and it's real money, and it just sits there and you're whatever. But now you kind of have to do these riskier things to even make enough to save enough money. And this is what I'm saying is like, I think investing is obviously smart, but I think the way that our investments, at least now under this goofy administration, and they're like take off all the reins and they're like, let's just go for it, guys. This is going to be great. It's going to be awesome. You lose a couple million here and there, big deal. But then I think even the previous administrations had more of a like, okay, let's rein it in a little bit. Can we make sure that these people can't come in and like take all your money? Can we make sure these people can't come in and like, at least that people, when they do feel like they're investing, that they're not just, the rug's not going to get pulled out from under them every 4 years. Like, can we just try to figure that out? Because I'm all for it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm all for like put like investing in American companies or whatever. I don't know. I don't really understand it. I mean, I understand the idea of it, but I know that you can also invest. You can also invest in the idea of those companies failing.
Oh, right. Right. Yeah.
Like you can bet against the
fail,
like all that
sure.
stuff is just like, can we just get rid of that stuff? And so you're actually like, you know what? I do believe in what Microsoft and or Gmail or Google is doing. I do want to give them my $500 to try to build or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I get over my head real quick with most of the stuff, like into the weeds and into the details of it all. Like it definitely feels like just shit that's like, it's not really designed for me to win. You know what I mean? That this is where some of that systematic sort of racism or systematic classicism just sort of exists. You know what I mean? If you don't have a culture or come from a family of people that have, stockbrokers in the family or investment bankers in the family, you're like, I don't know, it's hard to break into, or you really got to like, know what you're doing. Yeah. Or I think there's a lot of the online sort of trading where it becomes closer to like fantasy football, where it's easy to do these things on apps and things. And I was like, I don't know enough about it. This feels like another way for me to lose. Like I just always try to like, and I guess when I'm thinking about anything with money, I was just trying to just reduce my liability that I could get fucked on this. Like, okay, what is the thing that feels safe? And if I put it over there, that it's just going to be there.
Yeah. It's a couple percentage and it's not going to go down. I think that there are those things like and I'm just kind of learning about this stuff too at the ripe young age of 50 that like the Roth IRAs and all of those things that are actually just for retirement, and those, they don't go down and you get a percentage, and it's like that kind of stuff is like, yes, please, more of that. Like something that has some security for people.
Yeah.
Because if you're not going to pay into Social Security, or if, Social Security is just they're going to try to get rid of that. And even that, what is it, like $1,500 a month or something? It's not much. But even those kind of things, it's like, well, if you're going to gut Social Security, then you have to give people at least the option of putting their money somewhere safe, because that, and I know that there are safe places to put your money. So what I would say is I wouldn't give any advice. I wouldn't give any advice. Be safe, kids. Be safe out there. Be safe out there.
Go on a run on the bank. Just put it in shoeboxes under your bed.
Watching Tesla go up and down and up and down, and people going like, look, I'm rich. Oh, I don't have any money. Wait, I'm rich again. Oh, I don't have any money. Wait. Where'd my money go? Oh,
it's crazy. But I do like.
Oh no! Wait, it's back.
I was thinking about what your teacher was saying about 10% of your income should go towards savings. As you were saying that, I just heard 10% of your savings should go towards music gear. I was like, that sounds like a good way of living life. Whatever you make. Yes. So you put a little bit aside, get a new guitar, get some new microphones, get some speakers when you can. Make sure you got a decent amp. Because upgrade it. Just put some money aside and invest in your own gear.
It was like when you were talking about your buddy going like, I'm going to buy 16 grand worth of microphones.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you know what? You should do that.
Sure. I think you could use them, you could do something with them. Yeah. It's better than sitting. Oh yeah. But that's the other thing too. And the Roth IRA, you're still, so you have those things are the traditional IRA and the Roth IRA. It's just an account and that you can move money around inside of, meaning money, like you can buy stocks or invest in funds or EFTs or whatever, mutual funds. within that account. So you're still just playing the stock market, but you're within this kind of thing. There isn't a singular thing of like a Roth IRA. A Roth IRA is just something you set up at a bank or at a financial institution. And then inside of that, then you purchase stocks or mutual funds. And then, but the way you withdraw the money is pre-tax, post-tax kind of thing. Like that was the thing. Right. Yeah. I figured that out, a number of years ago, just, in the first sort of run of like no age stuff where I had money, the tax guy was like, if you just open up a 401k, whatever money you put into that, like max, because you can only put so much in per year. Yeah. The traditional one, like $4,000, I think was the year that. Yeah. And then it was like, see, like just you have the money here. I see it. If you have that, just put that in there, and then you'll get that back on your taxes or something like that.
Yeah, you won't have to pay taxes.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, I don't know what any of this means, but if this is what you're saying is good, then I did. And I remember I went and did that. I was in my 20s. I was like, is this a thing? And they're like, that's the thing. Like he's not screwing me here. You're not screwing me. What? Before, who were they before Chase? Yeah. Washington Mutual, you'll be here for forever. I'm going to give you my money, and Washington Mutual will always exist. Like, sure, buddy. Sure, we're WAMU. Come on, we didn't exist 5 years ago, but now we're here. We took over all these banks. So,
and half of those places are really the main focus at the beginning is to try to get you to buy life insurance through them. Oh, did you get that?
No, I didn't get. We got life insurance through AAA, which was really fun.
Oh yeah,
I don't know if it's good or not.
I don't know.
The whole thing with the life insurance is we just had watched the 3rd season of Twin Peaks. I don't know if you watched this one, the Showtime version that he did.
Mm-mm. Oh, the new one.
It's incredible. Yeah, it was incredible. But there is the big bad, the big evil that kind of goes beyond the Bobs and the Black Lodge, everything, is this demon named Judy. Basically, it's like Judy is this kind of like he has these. There's this pocket dimension or this other outward dimension, and there were things exist and spirits in the spirit world, and it's black and white and it's bad CGI, which is really funny and beautiful, like in a David Lynchian kind of way. We're like, this looks like Toaster or something. This looks like really bad CGI stuff, but he just does it in this way that's so dark and menacing. But Judy was the ancient evil, evil like distilled down into the guts of the universe. And the David Bowie character from Fire Walk with Me is now like a teapot, like a kettle, or a steam, like a boiler thing, and it speaks in steam, and they translate it now because he's left the mortal plane and is now existing on this existential plane, and he's battling Judy, and the firemen come anyway. But Judy was the big bad, and then when we went to go get life insurance, the life insurance agent we sat down with was this old Asian lady named Judy. Look, you're Judy. Okay, Judy, let's do this. Let's set up our life insurance with the most evil thing in the world. It only makes sense that's like the belief that there is some security in the world is some form of evil on Earth. I think that's the part that's scariest. Is true. Huh? Is that I take it in those ways, in that existential sort of quiet moments in my head where it's like the worst thing you could ever do is really feel like you're secure in the way that like someone's going to take care of you or something's taking care of you out there. That's like such a fraud and such an evil-ish thing. But the trick to me is always to feel comfortable in the chaos. Like it's always going to be chaotic. It's always going to be insane. Something horrible will always happen, and then make your peace or find your peace in that sort of place of it all. So then if and when, not to be pessimistic, but just in the sense that like when those things happen, you're like, Of course. Yeah. Of course. Our
like
life
you have a
insurance
little
policies
life
in here.
raft.
Or just you
have
your
a
own
little
of like, well, that's I was built for this. Your own kind of internal like boot camp or something. I feel like know what I mean. If your heart has some scars on it or something, you have enough like cartilage, you have enough what are those with the calluses around your heart, just to be like, right, that really got me this time. Okay, well, I'm not gonna crumble into the gutter here, but I'm gonna go ahead and walk that one off and pick myself up and keep going.
Like you have to have enough tools to get out of the cave once someone drops you in there.
Yeah, because it will happen over and over again.
Have fun, buddy. And you're like, well, at least I have a grappling hook, I guess.
I never felt that secure.
And a rope.
I was kind of expecting this to happen. I carry a pocket knife on me for a reason. Okay, let's Let's go.
Yeah.
You're going to get
I
dropped.
was ready for this.
The world will spin every 4 years, whether it's economically or emotionally or, all of these, things that's the change. The only constant is change, right? That we need to be perpetually prepared for changes to exist. So, but maybe that makes me a little bit aloof, or it makes me distant from things. But,
no, I don't think so.
I try to stay plugged. Try to stay plugged in, but also at the same time go, well, that's about what happens. We're humans. This is Earth. You're going to get fucked.
I do have those moments where I'll have like 3 days in a row where I'm like, this is going great. And then that I start, the second that I think that in my head, I'm like, there it is. Okay.
That's the shoe.
I knew it. Yep. I knew it was too long. And then the next day it's like, oh, I have a flat tire. All right.
Yep.
Well, I know how to fix flat tires, so let's go. I'm glad it's not raining.
And I guess that's what I mean too with the financial world or the financial sort of stuff of it all. It's like, yes, you should do everything you can to fortify yourself and feel secure as you think you possibly can feel secure, right? And then just know when something fucked happens, the whole market go, well, that was never happened before. That was unprecedented. This wasn't supposed to happen. And then you see a group of people profiting from that tragedy of whatever, and you're like,
they're like, oh yes, it was.
I think they knew. Someone knew. This wasn't
like that's the funny thing is it was supposed to happen, just not to me.
Right. Yeah.
Only
it's supposed
to
to happen to you guys. And so it's if anything, the last 20 years have taught us, in terms of financial planning, it's like, do your best. You're always going to need to work. Yeah. There is no sense of like, there's no gold watch at the end of anyone's career. Companies that's, I feel like that was the shit our parents had to deal with, or like, or even the generation before them, is that, just keep clocking in, give your life to the company, and you'll get a gold watch and you'll retire and you'll go move to Florida and you'll be happy. It's like, we saw that didn't work. And then the dropout kind of, become your own real estate agent, self-help smoothie, Avon lady, Mary Kay. That didn't work.
That's a tough one.
And then we're our generation's kind of the gig economy of like, just keep moving, keep being cool, and make sure your back doesn't hurt, and you'll be fine. And then you hit your 50s, you're like, fuck.
I'm still lifting stuff.
I aged out of the gig economy here. I don't think I can pick up the 60-pound.
I can't lift
all day.
anymore.
Yeah, gig economy got a lot harder. So there's always, every generation has its uh-ohs. It's little market corrections. That's why I've liked this when I've heard the 2008 housing bubble was called a market correction.
A market correction?
Yeah. It's like, okay.
By who? Who's correcting it?
Well, the market corrected itself.
The market just corrected itself.
Yeah,
like,
just
the market's not a thing. Who did this?
Yeah.
And I think that
corrections.
I think our kids are going to go through are going to be the first generation that doesn't own things. Like they don't own anything. Yeah. So they'll just kind of like rent things. They'll pay for things per month. And they've been talking about this for years. Like if you really get into the conspiracy stuff, not even conspiracy stuff. If you just watch like people talk about financial systems like 15 years ago,
a 50-year mortgage, it doesn't mean
that's
you really
just
own
insane.
It.
Yeah, it's just rent. Why would you put yourself through a 50-year mortgage when you have to fix the property over and over again?
And all
like
you're doing
let
is
the
paying
landlord
interest to the.
I mean, the landlord is just going to buy it. Like whoever owns it is going to like, oh yeah, 50-year mortgage because I'm making money off of you. Like that's for an owner to buy a property to lease, like to rent to people, because then you're like, well, I'm going to do a 50-year mortgage. I'm going to pay 30% less every month, but I'm going to get the same amount from you, even if I had a 30-year mortgage. So I'm getting paid. I'm just making money off of this. And then if I have to fix it, big deal. Like you're paying less, like they have to pay the bank for less, but it doesn't really matter I don't know. I guess if you're only going to buy a house and then you want to only have it for 10 years and sell it and get another house. But who's going to give someone a 50-year mortgage if they're like 40 years old? That's what I don't like. I kept thinking that they're like the average home buyer, the average first-time home buyer right now is like 46 or something. And the average actual just people buying a new house this year was 53 years old.
Yeah.
So how are you going to get a 50-year mortgage if you're 50 years old? You can be like, well, once you're 100, you can make these last couple payments.
I mean,
It's like it doesn't even matter. It doesn't make sense. It's like maybe if you're 20, but then
the mortgages were never
pay off.
But again, this is like the government debt. You know what I mean? Mortgages aren't really meant to be paid off. They're meant to pay the interest on. Like you're never really meant to pay off a mortgage. It's not what they're designed to do.
Which is why you pay all the interest up front.
Exactly. Like it's a way for the bank to you feel good about owning a thing, and you technically own it, but you're just paying somebody else for it. I mean, you know what I mean? But the more you stretch it out, the longer the time frame is, the more the interest, the higher the interest, the more interest gets paid up front. So you could just keep pushing that out further and further and further. But the idea being, yeah, sure, you're 50 years old. Here's a 50-year mortgage. Just pay me. You're just renting the house. You know, you're not ever going to pay down the loan for the next 20 years. Bank. Yeah, but you technically say you can own it, and in some weird way, you know.
And then if you die, the bank just gets it.
You spend, $400 or $400,000 in rent over 20 years, and then you go to sell it, and then you're betting on, will the property go up by that $400,000 or not?
You can maybe make some of it back.
Probably not, though. That's the kicker of it.
And you get to paint it whatever color you want.
Right. That's always. You can paint property you don't own too. You can paint whatever you want.
You can.
You can.
I've seen it done.
Oh man. All right. Well, we've gone over our hour. This is great. Tim Iseler. Awesome. Thank you. He's great. He has a great podcast, the thing we don't talk about, which is really good, and it's fun. He talks to people. I recorded one. I don't know, a little bit ago. I think my episode should be coming up soon. But for anybody who's curious about a real financial advisor, talks about his podcast is a fun follow, a fun hang.
I mean, I'm definitely going to once our kids get older or are starting to do these things, I'm definitely going to push get this account, put $5 a month in, just get used to it. Don't be scared of it. Yeah. I feel like I was scared of money. I feel like I'm still kind of scared of money. I'm scared of talking about well, what if, I want to have it in my hand. I feel like if it's not in my hand, I don't really have it. And I look at these accounts and go, that whole thing is just going to blow up. I know it. I'm looking at that money and I'm like, someone's just going to take it from me. And I have that. And I think as kids that they should try to get rid of that feeling early and go yeah, this is just a thing, kind of how you were talking about. So yeah, I think them talking about it more and more and being smart about thinking about the future.
I remember as a kid, we did the stock market project, where you don't even have to have any money in. You just go through and, now we look up online, but at the time you'd get the paper, and every.
Oh, right.
And you just pick out okay, I picked out PepsiCo. Okay. Yeah. And then say, okay, everybody has an imaginary $100. Okay. So here's all your PepsiCo. And now and I think we did it in school. Then every week, whatever it was, Monday or Friday, we'd ever bring in the paper and we'd look it up and then you chart how much did your stock go up or did it go down? Then after a month or after 6 months, whatever it was, then you got to see, it was a competition in the class. Okay. Whose stock did well, and I think you could maybe you could sell it or not or something.
I kind of remember.
You just kind of had to track a stock for 6 months. And I tried to do, and then they weren't doing it at the kids' school. I remember we did around 5th grade, so I introduced it last year when our kid was in 5th grade, and within 2 weeks it's just Dad, can we stop doing this? Can we just stop? I get it. I get it. It's fine. I don't want to do this.
But doing that in high school would make a lot more sense.
Yeah,
for sure. Or whatever. Every couple of years they should do a. This is how finances work. This is how a bank works. This is how, and I know they're trying to put financial responsibility and stuff into some of the career technical classes, like the CTE classes and stuff in high schools.
That's a great idea.
So but for years they haven't done that kind of on purpose. I'll be honest. They don't want people to know, really. I don't think they have. In the past, there's been a concerted effort to make sure that people without a lot of money don't know about investing in stocks and all that kind of stuff, because it brings people out of poverty.
The thing I remember we did too was, we did the egg or the flour sack, if you had to care for a baby or care for, something like that. But then we also did one where we just had to put together a budget for a month and go to the grocery store and pick out like what the grocery right how and how much you'd spend on groceries a month, and do a whole budget, and then track that for a month or 2 months. And it was in this class. It was high school. I mean, it was junior or senior year of high school, and it was good because shit's expensive. And when mom and dad pay for groceries, kind of, it's like an economics part of some other healthy living class or health class. But we did have to do. And I remember I wanted to go to Trader Joe's because I was like, Trader Joe's is cool. It's the cool, thing. I was like, oh, stuff was so much more expensive at Trader Joe's. But then I found the cheap stuff. I was like, but there's couscous. If I eat couscous for dinner 5 days in a row, I could get, one box of couscous, has 16 servings in it. And I could do couscous with some hummus. And I remember for the 90s, this was very progressive of me. I was that kid in class.
And this is how Randy survived being in a band for 20 years.
I have to say it did come in handy.
100%,
it was the first time I had that crushing feeling of like, oh, the world is trying to kill me. Like I am not equipped to survive this.
You're getting like $10 a day and you're like, well, I'm going to spend $4 of it on food and $6 of it on beer.
Yes.
I think that was the 20. That was the young 20s.
Yeah. Make sure you put 40% of all of your income should go towards Pabst Blue Ribbon or Miller Lite or some kind of, cheap beer. Make sure you have enough money.
So like I'm doing top ramen, but if we all do ramen and we go to Costco first, we only have to buy 2 of the little pallets of ramen and we have enough for the whole tour.
Yeah.
We don't even have to ever stop and eat because we just have to get boiling water. That's it.
Did I tell you about a rice cooker tour? Like Dean brought a rice cooker on tour, and he would plug it in before the set.
Smart.
Plug it in behind the drums,
so
and then we'd have. It really only was successful like maybe 4 times out of whatever 40 shows.
Like it wasn't just like chewy, horrible rice.
No. I mean, the times we actually did it or remembered to do it, or you were there enough because you'd leave stuff in the van, like, oh, but we're going on now, or there wasn't time to do it, or we couldn't do it, or we didn't have the stuff. We'd have to go to a store and buy the thing. We didn't, it was just.
It's so smart though.
In theory, it was a good idea. But,
I mean, so we'll go up sometimes. I can close it out on this.
Okay,
one.
got it.
We'll go up like snowboarding, and you go up and. Obviously, like we will bring our lunches sometimes, but then sometimes you don't want to rent a locker and put your food in and so we're like, fine, we'll get a burger or whatever. And it's, $15. And then you go out on the patio, especially here, because Big Bear and everything, it's always sunny. It's beautiful out on the patio. And you'll have the families that will bring up the whole cooker. And like half the family skis and the other half of the family is just there to be up in the winter and kind of almost like camping. And they'll bring out like the whole, like a rice cooker with everything else and make this feast. And you look at it and it's like beans and rice and maybe like, I don't know, shredded chicken or something and spices and all this. And you're like, that whole thing probably costs $20 and you're feeding like 12 people.
Amazing.
And it really is true that like the majority of the world lives like that, not like us.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Not like we're going to go to the store every 3 days and buy a bunch of stuff and then eat it and go back to the store. And like most of everybody is much more frugal.
Smart.
And smart.
Be smart. That's the takeaway.
Frugal and smart. Save your money, kids. Yep. Eat beans and rice.
There you go. I do want to give a shout out just before we sign off. I was I was hit up by a band, and I'm always stoked. When this happens. It is the Remnants from Michigan. They hit me up. They listened to the Kai Slater from Lifeguard episode.
Oh, awesome!
They were stoked on it, and they have music up, and they use DistroKid to get their music online. Look at that! Can you imagine? I think cool. I I have a code somewhere /hyphenate VIP.
Yes, it's in the intro.
Episode? Okay. Go use that code and be like the Remnants. And they got things what is this? Strange Things Change Brings by Remnants from Michigan.
Nice.
Jude and the Remnants crew, thank you for hitting me up. It was funny. They listened to the Bobby Berg episode, and Bobby was friends with Tim. That's how he came in here. But he thought it was funny that there was we were talking about Joan of Arc Hella tour in the early 2000s. And he said he was pissed. He was born in 2004. The LOL.
Jesus.
On that one. And I was like, yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
just like, the things that the amazing shows that I didn't get to see, the Jane's Addiction, or no, what was it? Nirvana, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and Pearl Jam played in Tijuana. I think my brother went, or
Oh
we
my
saw,
God.
or we were walking around Tijuana.
Your brother
that day.
actually went?
I don't know. I forget what the history of it was, but we were
Yeah.
we were there. We saw the poster. I was like, wow. And then, fast forward 2 years, but I was like, 8 years old, or
Yeah.
9 years old, and couldn't, but then I would see the thing like, wait, is that the thing? Did you go to that? Was this the thing? But it's like, no, I don't know. I wasn't there. I was too young. The stuff you miss out on. But Joan of
By the
Arc
way,
and
him-
Hella at a spot is cool. What's up?
Him missing Joan of Arc and Hella by 4 years
Yeah.
is like me missing Woodstock.
You could have been at Woodstock, exactly, but you were born just a couple years after.
Almost like
Yeah.
a year after Woodstock. Yeah. That's
Hey man,
goofy.
It happens. It does happen.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, well, Remnants. Yeah. Why don't I'm gonna play their song to play us out. What does this
Cool.
mean to play
And
us
go
out?
check out Tim.
Yeah, we'll
he
do-
had amazing advice and also the tour stories were good. That was fun.
Oh yeah.
I like him. I like people talking about tour.
Yep. Tim's awesome. All right, we're gonna play. Let's play us out. I'm just trying to get my John Riley, or what's his name? Tim Riley, Bill O'Reilly.
Bill O'Reilly.
What does this
Yes,
mean?
Definitely
To play us out.
Johnny Bill O'Reilly.
Johnny Bill O'Reilly. Someone O'Reilly. Well, fight. We'll do a live.
Oh, do it live.
Do a live. This thing's broken. It's so stupid. All right.
We dig our